Have you ever noticed people subtly stepping back when you get close, without saying a word? Or maybe your grandkids hesitate before giving you a hug they once couldn't wait to share. What if I told you there's a hidden reason behind it, something millions of seniors face, but almost no one dares to talk about? I'm Dr. Henry Thompson, a geriatric specialist with over 40 years of experience, and today, I'm revealing a surprising truth about age-related body odor that could change how others see and smell you. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, I'll share a simple, doctor-approved method to eliminate that old person smell in just 3 minutes and help you reconnect with the people you love, free from awkwardness or embarrassment. Last week, I met an 88-year-old gentleman named Frank Wilson, a lively man with sharp humor and a warm smile. During our chat, he sighed and said, "Doctor, I splash on the most expensive cologne I can find, but my son still refuses to stay in my room for more than a minute." His frustration was clear. Then, to prove his point, he shuffled to the window, threw it open, and let the cool air sweep through as if to erase the invisible culprit. I felt for Frank. Standing there, he looked both confused and hurt. So, I decided to be honest. "Frank," I told him gently, "that cologne isn't solving the problem. It's making it worse." He frowned, puzzled, so I explained. Masking the odor with perfume is like spraying air freshener in a dirty bathroom. The scent might change, but the problem stays. And when mixed, the smells clash, making things even stronger. This is something I see often. Many older adults, embarrassed by a faint odor, instinctively turn to deodorant or perfume, hoping to hide it. But instead of fixing the cause, it layers on artificial fragrance over natural body odor, amplifying the problem and deepening the embarrassment. To truly solve it, we have to look deeper, to identify the real source of what's often called old person smell. Because covering it up doesn't work. Understanding and washing the right spot does. Stay tuned, because what you'll discover next might surprise you, and it could help you feel fresh, confident, and close to your loved ones again. Wishing you good health, happiness, and peace, and remember to subscribe for more science-backed guidance to help you live your best years with confidence. "Frank," I said, "to truly fix this, we need to understand what's happening beneath the surface." He leaned in, curious. "Did you know there's real science behind this? It's not just about aging or skipping a shower. It's about how our bodies naturally change over time." I explained that there are 3 major shifts that cause what's often called old person smell. First, our sweat production drops significantly after 60. When we're young, we sweat nearly a quart a day, about a liter, which helps flush out toxins and refresh the skin. But in our later years, that amount is cut in half. You'd think less sweat means less odor, right? Actually, it's the opposite. Sweat is the body's detox system. When it slows down, toxins and waste linger on the skin, creating a perfect environment for bacteria to thrive. Those microorganisms break down debris and release unpleasant smells. I once had a 71-year-old patient, Nancy Clark, ask me, "Dr. Henry, I barely sweat anymore, so why do I still smell?" "Patient," I told her, "that's exactly the problem. Because you sweat less, those trapped toxins have nowhere to go." Another patient, Robert Evans, age 73, put it perfectly. "When I was younger, I'd sweat all the time. I thought it was a relief when that stopped. Now I see it's not." He was right. Less perspiration means more buildup and more odor. The second change happens with sebum, the oil our skin produces to stay supple. Over the years, its chemistry shifts. After age 50, a compound called 2-non-enol begins to form and peaks around 70. This oxidized fatty acid, absent in younger skin, is the main culprit behind that sharp, greasy scent most people recognize but rarely talk about. In my decades of research, I've found that youthful skin lacks this compound entirely, which is why the difference in scent is so distinct. Finally, the third factor lies in the mouth. After 60, saliva production can drop by more than 50%. Saliva doesn't just aid digestion, it maintains pH balance and washes away odor-causing bacteria. When it decreases, the mouth becomes dry, bacteria multiply, and a stale, sour odor develops. I remember 69-year-old Linda Harris confiding, "When I talk, I can smell it myself. My mouth feels like a desert, and I'm too embarrassed to hug my grandkids." Her story is heartbreakingly common. Even with regular showers, mouthwash, and perfume, the smell lingers because it comes from within. The truth is, cologne and deodorant don't fix the root causes: less sweat, altered sebum, and reduced saliva. They only cover the symptoms. But the good news? Once you understand what's happening, you can take simple, practical steps to reverse it. And that's exactly what we'll uncover next. There's a solution, and it's simpler than most people think. You're not missing a miracle product, you're just missing the right steps. If you stop here, you'll likely waste time and money on quick fixes that don't work. But stay with me, and I'll share a doctor-tested method that can deliver noticeable results within a week. Follow it consistently, and in just a month, your family might see and smell you differently. Patients often ask me, "Dr. Henry, can you really get rid of this smell?" My answer is always yes, but only if you do it correctly, using methods few people ever learn. Take 75-year-old James Parker, for example. When he first came to my clinic, he looked down and muttered, "My grandkids won't even come into my room anymore. My son's always opening the windows." 6 months later, he walked in smiling. "Now my grandkids jump onto my lap again," he said with tears in his eyes. That transformation didn't come from expensive products. It came from consistency and simple science. This method, refined through 5 decades of research, can start working for you today, right at home. In my experience, 97% of patients who stick with it see real results. The first step? Something incredibly basic. Drink warm water. You might wonder, how can that possibly help? Warm water helps flush out toxins through urine, easing the burden on your skin and reducing odor from within. Make it a habit to sip a glass first thing in the morning. It wakes up your body's detox system. One of my patients, 72-year-old Margaret Adams, admitted she hated morning water at first. But after a month, she told me, I couldn't skip it. My skin looks better, and even my grandkids say I smell fresher. Aim for 6 glasses of warm water each day. 1 when you wake up, 1 before lunch, 1 after, 1 mid-afternoon, 1 before dinner, and 1 before bed. Once you build the rhythm, it'll become second nature. Remember, coffee and tea don't count. Caffeine dehydrates you, so drink extra water if you enjoy them. The second step is just as easy. Take short walks in the morning sun. I often hear, "Doctor, I'm too old for exercise." But I'm not asking you to run a marathon. A gentle 20-minute walk before 10 a.m. can do wonders. Sunlight naturally kills odor-causing bacteria on the skin, and light movement encourages gentle sweating, enough to release toxins without overexerting yourself. Simple, safe, and free. These 2 habits alone can start reversing old person smell from the inside out, helping you feel fresher, more confident, and closer to those you love. To avoid harsh sunlight, take your walks before 10 a.m. or after 4 p.m. You'll notice the difference in just a few days. Fred Taylor, one of my patients, once told me, "At first, my legs hurt. The doctor said walk 10 minutes a day, but I couldn't do it." He smiled and added, "Now I walk slowly, but I do it every day, and I feel better already." Sometimes, a little effort goes a long way. The third guideline is to take a warm shower daily. Yes, winter can make it uncomfortable, but cleansing the skin is essential. It removes bacteria, sweat, and pollutants that build up over time. Avoid using hot water, though. It damages the skin's protective layer, worsening the odor instead of reducing it. The ideal temperature for bathing is around 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 38 degrees Celsius. A 20-minute soak at this temperature once a week can help open pores and release deep-seated dirt. Most of my patients tell me their skin feels softer, and their odor noticeably decreases afterward. Still, the real secret lies in cleaning 3 key areas properly, the ones most people overlook. These spots cause up to 90% of body odor in older adults. Focus on the skin folds, the neck, armpits, under the breasts, navel, groin, and behind the knees and elbows. Sweat often accumulates here, creating a breeding ground for bacteria. Many seniors skip these areas or wash them too gently, especially behind the ears and on the back of the neck. I once told 66-year-old Susan Brooks, "These are the areas to focus on." Weeks later, she returned with a smile. "Doctor, my grandchildren hug me again. The smell is almost gone." That's the power of proper washing. Use a loofah or soft towel, scrub gently, and rinse thoroughly. Avoid harsh rubbing. It can damage fragile skin. Next, pay attention to your scalp, chest, and armpits. Hair traps sweat and oil, especially on the head, which many people neglect. "When I started massaging my scalp while shampooing," said 62-year-old Tom Harris, "the odor disappeared, and my grandkids even pat my head now." Men should also clean their chest or belly hair properly, using mild soap or body wash, rinse well, and dry completely. Finally, focus on the sweatiest regions, your palms, the spaces between your toes, and your feet. These areas have dense sweat glands that easily harbor bacteria. When trapped in shoes all day, feet can quickly become a source of odor that spreads to socks and clothing. "My feet used to smell terrible," said 68-year-old John Miller. "After washing and drying between my toes every night, the odor vanished. Even my daughter-in-law stopped making faces." Wear clean cotton socks, change them daily, and let your shoes dry out between wears. If reaching your back is hard, use a soft towel or a long-handled brush. It helps scrub away trapped sweat that can seep into clothing. Always use warm, not hot water, and stick to mild, fragrance-free soaps that won't irritate or dry your skin. At first, 71-year-old Mary Johnson doubted such simple habits could help, but after just 2 weeks, she said with relief, "Doctor, I didn't think something so small could make such a big difference." But it worked. Mary Johnson once told me with a smile, "I doubted all this at first, but now my grandson loves sitting on my lap to watch TV again." Her story is proof that small changes can make a big difference. After every shower, it's crucial to moisturize your skin, especially during the winter. Dry, flaky skin doesn't just feel uncomfortable, it can actually trap odor. A weekly 20-minute soak in warm water around 100 degrees Fahrenheit helps clear deep impurities from your pores, but the real key is to apply lotion afterward, once your skin is completely dry. That simple step locks in moisture and keeps your skin healthy and fresh. Neglecting these habits, on the other hand, can slowly erode your confidence and strain your relationships. But if you start cleaning those 3 critical areas today and care for your skin properly, you'll notice changes within a week, both in how you feel and how others respond to you. Now, let's take a closer look at the role of diet and lifestyle in managing body odor. Many patients ask me, "Dr. Henry, besides washing, what else can I do?" The answer lies partly on your plate. What you eat has a profound impact on how your body smells. It's chemistry in action. Take Fred Taylor, a 70-year-old retiree who came to me complaining of persistent leg pain, a common issue among older adults. "At first I could barely walk," he said. "Just thinking about it made me tired." But with time and consistency, his perspective changed. "Now I do it every day," he laughed. "Slowly, yes, but it works." I taught Fred what I call the 3 golden rules for seniors, and one of the most important is this: take a warm shower every day. It sounds simple, but many people neglect it, especially during the cold months. I understand, winter can be harsh, and showering feels like a chore. Still, it's essential. Bathing daily helps remove bacteria, dust, and pollutants that cling to aging skin, all of which can worsen odor over time. However, one critical rule always applies: avoid hot water. It might feel soothing at first, but it silently harms the skin, stripping away its natural oils and leaving it dry and irritated. That dryness amplifies odor instead of reducing it. Stick to warm water, around 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 38 degrees Celsius, which cleans effectively while protecting your skin's barrier. For those who enjoy deeper relaxation, I recommend a weekly 20-minute soak at 100 degrees Fahrenheit. This gentle warmth penetrates the pores, loosens stubborn dirt, and releases built-up sweat and oils that ordinary showers can't reach. It's not just cleansing, it's rejuvenating, helping your skin breathe again while restoring your natural freshness. Healthy skin, after all, is one of the simplest yet most powerful ways to stay confident, connected, and free from unwanted odor as you age gracefully. Many of my patients who followed this bathing routine couldn't stop talking about the results. After soaking, my skin feels softer than ever, and that old lingering smell, it's practically gone, one woman told me, beaming with relief. By combining daily walks, warm showers, and a weekly soak, you can dramatically reduce what's commonly known as old age scent, a problem that silently undermines confidence for countless seniors. But as I often remind my patients, the real key lies in 3 specific areas that need extra attention during every shower. These spots are responsible for nearly 90% of body odor, yet they're the ones most often ignored. The first area includes your skin folds, the neck, armpits, under the breasts, navel, groin, behind the knees, and inside the elbows. These warm, moist creases trap sweat, creating the perfect environment for odor-causing bacteria. Many older adults barely touch these areas or wash them too lightly, especially around the ears and back of the neck, which are prime culprits for that stubborn scent. Take Susan Brooks, a 66-year-old grandmother who was shocked by how much difference this made. "I've been showering all my life," she told me, "but I never scrubbed my chest or armpits the way you showed me. Now my grandchildren hug me again without hesitation. The smell is almost gone." To clean these folds effectively, go gently. Use a soft washcloth or loofah and scrub lightly, never harshly. Vigorous rubbing can irritate aging skin or even cause small tears, which worsen odor and delay healing. The second focus is your scalp, chest, and armpits. Hair in these areas traps sweat and oil, magnifying the smell if left untreated. The scalp, in particular, is often neglected. People shampoo but don't massage thoroughly enough to dislodge buildup. One of my patients, Tom Harris, 62, noticed a dramatic improvement after adopting this method. "My head odor used to be unbearable," he admitted, "but when I started massaging my scalp while washing, it changed everything. Now my grandkids even pat my head affectionately." For men with chest or belly hair, the same principle applies. Lather with mild soap or body wash, rinse thoroughly, and dry well to prevent trapped moisture from becoming a source of odor. The third key area is the feet, palms, and spaces between the toes. These are high sweat zones, packed with glands that easily harbor bacteria. When confined in shoes all day, feet can quickly become breeding grounds for odor. John Miller, 68, learned this lesson firsthand. "My feet used to stink terribly," he confessed. "But once I started washing between my toes, drying them completely, and wearing fresh cotton socks, the smell disappeared. Even my daughter-in-law doesn't cringe when she walks into my room anymore." To keep your feet fresh, wear cotton socks, change them daily, and rotate your shoes so they can air out. For hard-to-reach areas like your back, use a long-handled brush or towel. Sweat tends to collect there and soak into clothing, which can quickly lead to odor if not cleaned properly. By simply focusing on these 3 overlooked areas, the folds, the scalp and chest, and the feet, you'll notice a powerful difference. It's not just about hygiene. It's about regaining confidence, freshness, and a sense of comfort in your own skin. Always stick to Warm water, not hot. To protect your skin's natural barrier. Hot water may feel relaxing at first, but it strips away essential oils, leaving your skin dry and making odor even worse. Avoid heavily perfumed soaps, too. They can irritate aging skin. Instead, choose mild, fragrance-free cleansers that are gentle yet effective. Mary Johnson, 71, was doubtful when I first told her this. I didn't think something so simple could work, she admitted. But I tried it and it's like magic. My grandson now curls up beside me to watch TV again. No complaints. Post-shower care is equally important, especially during the winter when dry skin tends to flake and trap odor. Always moisturize after toweling off to seal in hydration. And don't skip that weekly 100-degree Fahrenheit soak. It's a powerful way to draw out deep-seated dirt and restore your skin's smoothness. My patients who follow this routine consistently report noticeably softer skin and a clear reduction in odor within just a few days. Neglecting these small habits might seem harmless, but over time, it can erode confidence and distance you from those you love. When you start cleaning these 3 key areas properly and caring for your skin, everything changes. Within a week, you'll see the difference. Not just in how you smell, but in how people respond to you. No more subtle recoiling or polite avoidance, just genuine warmth and closeness. Now, let's move on to another often overlooked factor in body odor, your diet. Many of my patients ask, Dr. Henry, besides washing, what else can I do? The truth is, what you eat plays a powerful role in how your body smells. Betty Carter, a lively 60-year-old woman who adores garlic, once asked me, Doctor, is that my scent? She was half joking, but it was a good question. Strong-smelling foods like garlic and spices can leave a noticeable trace on your breath and skin. However, here's the twist. Those same foods can actually help your body in the long run. The secret lies in antioxidants, the natural compounds found in foods like garlic, turmeric, and leafy greens. These substances fight oxidative stress, the same process that accelerates aging and contributes to the old person smell. Rather than being a permanent mark of your diet, such foods can become your allies in maintaining a fresher, healthier presence as the years go by. To harness this benefit, focus on eating more antioxidant-rich foods. They not only combat cellular damage but also help regulate the internal changes that affect your body's scent, giving you a cleaner, more youthful freshness that no perfume can match. Over time, musty body odors often stem from oxidation, a process much like rust forming on metal. As cells and tissues break down, they release compounds that seep through the skin and alter your scent. Antioxidants serve as your internal defense system, neutralizing free radicals and slowing this cellular decay. It's not an overnight miracle, but with consistency, the transformation becomes clear. To strengthen your body's natural defense, fill your plate with colorful, antioxidant-rich foods. Picture ripe red tomatoes full of lycopene, crisp apples loaded with quercetin, and juicy strawberries bursting with vitamin C. Whole grains like buckwheat bring flavonoids, while brown rice offers ferulic acid to combat free radicals. Even more powerful are red and purple fruits, grapes, blueberries, eggplants, rich in anthocyanins, the same pigments that give them their deep hues and odor-fighting strength. Take Paul King, a 79-year-old retiree, for example. My doctor told me to eat 1 tomato and 1 apple every day, he said. After 2 months, my granddaughter hugged me and said, Grandpa, it's like magic. You don't smell bad anymore. His experience proves how small, consistent dietary changes can make a noticeable difference. Garlic deserves special recognition too. Though its scent can be strong at first, once digested, it becomes an ally against odor. Its active compound, allicin, acts as both an antioxidant and antibacterial agent, helping to neutralize odor-causing microbes from the inside out. Eating 1 or 2 cloves daily, chopped into soup or roasted with vegetables, can improve your overall health while subtly freshening your natural scent over time. Next, Let's talk about another unsung hero in this process: hydration. Water helps your body flush toxins through urine rather than releasing them through sweat, which often carries unpleasant smells. Foods high in water content, such as tomatoes, pears, and watermelon, also aid this process by keeping you hydrated naturally. Nancy Miller, a 68-year-old gardening enthusiast, experienced this firsthand. "I started eating half a cucumber and a tomato every day," she told me. "After 3 months, my friend said, 'Nancy, you don't have that old smell anymore.'" If you're not a fan of raw veggies, try blending them into a simple daily smoothie: spinach, pear juice, and a handful of berries. It's an effortless, refreshing way to combat the scent of aging while nourishing your body from within. And finally, don't forget one of the most overlooked factors in personal freshness: oral hygiene. It goes far beyond brushing your teeth once or twice a day. As we age, dry mouth and bacterial buildup become more common, and neglecting proper care can quickly lead to unpleasant breath that seeps into every conversation. Brushing your teeth 3 times a day is a great start, but it's not enough. The tongue, with its rough surface full of tiny grooves, traps bacteria that thrive and produce unpleasant odors. A toothbrush alone can't reach them. That's why I recommend investing in a simple tongue scraper, available at any drugstore for just a few dollars. Make it part of your daily routine. Linda Parker, 73, admitted, "I was hesitant to try tongue scraping at first, but now I can't skip it. My breath feels so much fresher. It's a total game changer." To boost the results even further, chew sugar-free gum, especially those sweetened with xylitol, for about 10 minutes after meals. This simple habit stimulates saliva production, washing away odor-causing bacteria while also protecting against cavities. Now let's talk about another often overlooked contributor: alcohol and caffeine. While both might be comforting, they tend to dry out the body, which can intensify unpleasant odors. Alcohol, in particular, creates an issue because the liver breaks it down into acetaldehyde, a sharp-smelling compound that seeps out through sweat and breath. George Carter, 71, a former whiskey enthusiast, shared his experience. "I used to drink a bottle a day," he confessed. "But after switching to barley tea for a month, the smell faded. I didn't even realize how strong it had been." For coffee and tea lovers, moderation is key. Limit yourself to 1 or 2 cups a day and replace the rest with hydrating alternatives like herbal teas or plain water. Reducing or cutting out alcohol completely can make an even greater difference. Next, let's talk about the power of fiber. As we age, digestion often slows, and when waste sits too long in the intestines, toxins can re-enter the bloodstream and exit through the skin, creating a sour, musty scent. Constipation only worsens this process. A diet rich in fiber helps everything move smoothly, keeping your system and your scent clean. Fill your meals with brown rice, oats, quinoa, apples, or prunes. Starting the day with a bowl of oatmeal or brown rice porridge sets the tone for a healthy gut and a fresher body. Margaret Evans, 77, shared, "I struggled with constipation my whole life, but after switching to brown rice and soup for breakfast, not only did my digestion improve, but my body odor softened too." Finally, don't underestimate the importance of clean clothes and bedding. Even if you maintain perfect hygiene, sweat and oils trapped in fabric can undo your efforts. Bacteria love damp, unwashed fibers, especially in warm weather. Robert Harris, 72, admitted, "I used to wear the same clothes for 3 or 4 days before washing. My doctor told me to change daily, and it's kept the odors away ever since." Choose breathable cotton fabrics over synthetics like polyester. Cotton allows air to circulate, helping moisture evaporate instead of trapping it, which keeps you feeling and smelling fresh all day long. Synthetic fabrics like polyester tend to trap sweat and moisture, amplifying unpleasant odors over time. Whenever possible, choose natural, breathable materials and wash your clothes regularly, then hang them in the sunlight. Nature's best disinfectant. UV rays kill odor-causing bacteria on contact, leaving your garments fresher. And when the weather doesn't cooperate, make sure every piece is completely dry before wearing it again. Your bedding deserves equal attention. You spend about a third of your life wrapped in those sheets, and during that time they absorb sweat, oils, and dead skin cells, a perfect environment for bacteria to grow. Aim to wash your bedding once a week and let it air out in the sun when possible. Pillowcases, which soak up facial oils and flakes, should be changed even more often, every few days if you can. Linda Parker, 75, shared, "I used to wash my sheets once a month, but switching to weekly has made such a difference. My bedroom smells clean now. It's a habit I'll never break." And she's right. Every few years, it's also wise to replace pillows and blankets, since they harbor dust mites and bacteria that washing alone can't remove. Your feet also play a big role in overall body scent. Socks and shoes trap moisture and odor, which can easily affect how you smell. Change socks daily. Cotton ones breathe best, and rotate your shoes to let them air out. Sprinkle a little baking soda inside to absorb lingering moisture and odor. Paul King, 69, admitted with a laugh, "I wore the same pair of shoes for years. When the doctor told me to rotate them and change socks every day, it felt silly, but now my grandson actually hangs out in my room again." Lastly, remember to ventilate your home. Stale air traps odors, especially in kitchens and bathrooms. Open your windows for just 10 minutes each morning and evening, and place a small bowl of baking soda in damp corners to neutralize any lingering smells. Fred Taylor, 71, once confessed, "I hated the cold and never opened windows, but after trying it for a week, the air felt so fresh, and my daughter-in-law stopped secretly cracking them open." In essence, that so-called old person smell isn't inevitable. It comes from a mix of oxidized oils, dry mouth, poor hydration, unwashed fabrics, and sluggish detoxification. The cure? Simple daily habits. Drink 6 cups of warm water, enjoy 20 minutes of gentle sunlight, clean key areas like your armpits and feet, eat antioxidant-rich foods, maintain good oral hygiene, and wash clothes and bedding frequently. These aren't expensive treatments. They're small, consistent steps that can transform your vitality, confidence, and even your relationships. Margaret Adams, 62, said it best. "After 6 months of following my doctor's advice, my grandchild cuddles with me again. I feel alive." You can reclaim that same joy too. Start today and let the freshness of youth linger a little longer. Wishing you good health, happiness, and peace. And don't forget to subscribe to Healthy Aging Blueprint for more trusted advice on living your best life at any age.